Strategies.
Incentives.
Synergy.
Upsales.
Marketing.
Infrastructure.
1, 2.
Welcome back, my friends, to another edition of Hey Tiara.
Hey.
How are you now?
Good, and you?
Oh, not so bad. We are back for season 6 finale episode.
Hey, before we do that,
that
song was awesome.
Yeah, Flexidecibel, our good buddies. We've had them on before.
I fucking love horns. And like Dean knows it is my dream to have a band with a horn section. Like that would be like the ultimate. Okay. Anyway.
Can confirm.
Okay.
So, before we get going, reminders for everybody. We have a Discord. howareyounowpod.com/Discord. We have a cosplay contest that's always going on. howareyounowpod.com/cosplay. We have a phone number that you can call in and leave Tiara some dad jokes or me some dirty jokes or whatever you want to do. It's 30
he needs more dirty jokes.
304-50 Ferda. And as you heard, our band for the day, Flexidecibel, we are always looking for good independent bands to play on our intro and outro tunes. So if you'd like to email us at hosts@howareyounowpod.com, we would love to hear your music and have you on our show.
Yeah.
We put you in our show notes. We put you, if you're out on Tidal, we put you in our playlist out on Tidal, all that good stuff. Now, a fellow we haven't had on before, but he's a good friend of mine. Been a good bud for, I don't know, probably about a year now, maybe a little bit more. Also my co-host on the Disputed podcast, Mr. Demond Thompson from the Demond Does podcast. Demond, how are you now?
Good, and you?
Oh, not so bad. It's good to see you, buddy. It's been a while.
Yes, it has. It's been since we last taped Disputed. What was that, November?
Something like that. Yeah, it's been a while. Yeah,
because then we moved. We got ready to move, and then we moved.
We were packed up and had to go and say it's time to get out of here. So
why did things change?
Yeah, a little bit. So yeah, we and things are still going to change. We're got a new studio that I'm going to be building over the next few months. So
next year, let's be honest. Come on.
Well, there are months in a year, so yes,
there are 12 of them usually.
So, Demond, tell us, number one, about your Letterkenny journey, how you found Letterkenny, what keeps you going in Letterkenny, and what's your favorite thing to this day about Letterkenny?
You're gonna have to go over those questions again in between. So, what brought me to Letterkenny? Actually, this is kind of funny. The Boondocks podcast, actually.
Yeah.
If you are a listener at home and you don't listen to any of our other podcasts, the Boondocks podcast is one that I do with 2 other beautiful Black women. And we basically look at the TV show The Boondocks and compare it to, Black life and culture right now. And, more things stay the same, the more things change, all of that fun stuff. So, yeah. What keeps you going with Letterkenny? I mean, what is it that you really like about Letterkenny that keeps you going?
The writing, the chirping is my fave, because that's what so many of our friends used to do to each other. So it's so it kind of, we weren't as clever, of course. We weren't writing our stuff either. And but it reminded me of hanging out with my buddies and stuff. And yeah,
right on. Also, tell us about yourself, where to find you, all your plugs, everything, whatnot that you got going on. I know you got something new happening as well, but
okay, so I am Demond Does on all the social medias. I am trying to do better about putting stuff out. I don't know. I'll do the best I can.
Our buddy Renee is a lover, and that's it. His love language is
so is that how he says hello and he likes me?
That's right.
Yes.
That's right.
Okay,
Give your balls a tug, Demond.
Oh, hey.
You give your balls a tug too.
That in a minute.
Yeah. So yeah, we're gonna get to that. Whoever their Facebook user, by the way, there should be instructions on there, because if you're out on Facebook leaving comments through StreamYard, it's not coming through. It just with your name, it just says Facebook user. There, you have to give StreamYard rights to your Facebook, so it'll see your name.
And if you don't want to do that and you just want to show us, you can say, hey, it's so and so, and we can be like, oh, okay, cool, or whatever.
So yeah, sure,
but we'll answer you in a minute.
Yeah. So yeah, yes, Facebook user, hang tight. So anyway, go ahead, Demond.
What were we talking about?
So we were talking about you.
Tell us about you. Yeah.
So you got Demond Does on all the social medias, and so Demond Does is
a podcast, and hey, Al,
it's Al. Okay, all right.
Mostly it's do the 6 questions, where I interview creatives and learn about them through 6 questions, and the hosts of the show have both been on. That's actually how I discovered Letterkenny, doing research on Dean through meeting him on the podcast. And I was like, so I started watching Letterkenny. That's to put a
do
bone
that to each other. Like, that's a regular thing. Hey, I met this new podcaster. I'm going to listen to everything that they do.
Pretty much.
I don't know if you can. If you can't,
really can't.
All right. Well, whatever you can do.
Sorry, it's a little janky right now because my camera's not working or something.
Well, yeah, it was the mic. It was a mic issue. Anyway, so so you've got Demond Does podcasts. Are you working on anything else?
Yes. There. Thank you. There is MJ, the Mary J. Maven, and I are going to be doing a Different World podcast.
That's so cool.
I'm excited for you to get that going again.
Yes.
It in a different way. It's going to be in a different way than the way you do this one or the other one. MJ wants to do this. I'm like, are you sure? So she's what we're going to do is take a seat. Have themed episodes. So all the episodes for the season, say it's a 10 episode season, we're still kind of discussing that kind of thing. Like if it's about music, then there'll be specific musical episodes or whatever around that theme for the season. That's what I understand that MJ wants to do, which I thought was a unique take on it. And I'm like, I can't wait to get started. This will be fun.
Nice.
I'm excited.
Very cool.
That too, yeah.
And I'm on a show called Disputed.
Yep.
Which is dope as hell. And I think I've been thinking about this for the last 2 days. I believe I am one show away from completing the Podskier path, the sweep of being on all your shows. So,
there you go.
Wait,
I only have one more. So.
Well, I mean, yeah. Well, so now.
What haven't you been on yet? Wait.
Armbar Audio.
Oh,
so if you talk to Tim and John, I'm sure. Yeah, I mean, because you guys love especially indie wrestling. So yeah, you guys synergy, infrastructure. Oh man. So,
well done, sir.
Well, it's great to have you on, Demond. Now, Al put this up here. And it says, hey guys, did you see the Shorzy teaser? Well, yes, we did.
It literally came out like as we were getting ready to come on today. So I have not seen it. I purposely chose not to see it. Right. So I will watch it for the first time with y'all.
So I'll play that right here.
Have you seen it yet?
No, I
haven't.
All right.
All right.
So yeah. All right. So here we go.
My Lord, hallowed be thy name. Be thy strength to guide me through the hardships and the pain. My cup overrunneth. I'm losing faith never. And I will dwell in the house of the Lord forever.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. We see Shorzy's face. Thank you, fucking God. I was gonna be so annoyed if it was like the hidden face
I love
whole thing, like the neighbor on
epic.
Tool Time or whatever.
It's yeah.
Okay. So
and I think that in the back on the left,
yes.
I'm pretty sure that's JJ Frankie JJ.
I was just gonna ask that. So, that was the only face that I know that I recognized. Although I think there was at least one other guy in the locker room that looked kind of familiar, but I couldn't quite tell because that was my first time watching.
Yeah. So,
but yeah, that was definitely the dude from Three Rivers because me and redheads.
the Tree Rivers.
I remember the redheads.
Oh
Okay.
man! So what'd you think of that, Demond?
I loved it. I'm not gonna lie. I was hoping my mic was off when I all smiled to start.
I love it. Yeah, all the everybody had a chipped tooth. So
Fuck yeah, or a tooth missing.
mm-hmm.
It's a good teaser. It's a good teaser trailer. It really didn't
That was
show
a
much of
perfect
anything.
teaser.
Yeah.
But yeah, and
It looks all serious and dark, and then they smiled. Yeah, yep. I agree.
Renee, I hope for a boomtown.
I definitely hoped to see a return of some of the other hockey players.
You never know. It could always happen, and you're welcome. I'm happy to show that. It just came out like as we were getting prepped to go in. So
less than an hour ago, I think, because we had some technical difficulties, but
yeah,
it wasn't that we weren't that late.
So I went and grabbed it and converted it to MP4 so I could upload it real quick and show everybody that hadn't seen it yet. So yeah, I'm excited that we got to show it live. What else? And I'll not for nothing. Well, it kind of is because Bradley. So today on Peacock launches the new Bel Air. So the new the Fresh Prince drama reboot basically starts today on Peacock. So.
Oh yeah, the whole superb owl. Yeah. So awesome, very cool. I forgot that there. I reminded myself there was a football game on when I was posting on Twitter, and I was like, oh, everybody's talking about football, and I'm like, I got a migraine. I'm gonna record my show, so bye bye. Usually I like the ads and puppy bowl.
Yeah.
But
we'll get to that.
I don't care about who's playing this year.
All right. Well, it's okay. So anything else before we kick off this episode? All right.
Let's do it.
All right. So before we kick off this episode, we're going to do a quick recap of season 10, episode 5, Vidvoc that we had Dave Phelps from High Roller Games on. So yeah, basically drunk hicks give each other new names. Nope. That's this episode. So yeah, anyway, so yeah, anyway, Vidvoc. Trying the skids, the start of the butts, the skids doing snooters, getting kicked off. It's
thinking that dancing was it was such a special thing that they couldn't share it on Vidvoc
right
commercially.
So this one, we're gonna have some interesting ones. But so as you all may also remember from last week, the fine folks at High Roller Games are doing a Letterkenny giveaway. One is being done via subscription to their newsletter. You can get to there by going to highrollergames.com and signing up. The second way you can do that is by becoming a patron of ours, and it doesn't matter what level, $1, $50, whatever you want to give. So as long as you're a patron, when we go and do the die roll in 2 weeks.
2 weeks from today.
2 weeks for our which will be our recap episode, which Al will be on, by the way.
Hey! I love that.
We're gonna do a die roll, and whoever is currently, we are at 20 Patreons. We just had a new Patreon sign on after our last episode, so we're gonna give a good how are you now? Welcome, Kojiro. So thank you for becoming a patron. That's we have 20 now.
Cool.
so we can roll a D20, and
I got a beautiful one upstairs,
and you can get your own copy of Letterkenny just like I have right there. Two chances to win, one on their site, one from us. So we're excited about that. So anyway, today Sundays are for picking stones.
Sundays are for picking stones.
That's right. Season 10, episode 6. So we start at an open, hanging out at the produce stand. Alexander comes up riding his bike with a little trailer filled with pupper bottles attached to it. He comes to ask the Hicks if they'd like to come to his brother and his sweeties Buck and Doe, where there will be a raffle and a steak dinner. They get into an in-depth discussion of the price and what's included with the steak dinner. In the end, Wayne and Rosie decide to buy 2 tickets. From there, we start at the convenience store. Out in front of the convenience store, we see Connor and Darian on their bikes, while some dance music is playing in the background. We see Katie walking up and sees a woman dancing to the music. She's really good. The camera pans back. We see Katie, Stuart, and Rold all staring in fascination. From there, we go to the back to the produce stand where the boys are all sitting completely hammered, very hammered. As Katie walks up, looks at Wayne and tells Wade that he forgot to open his Friday mail. This is very, very confusing to Wayne.
Sounds like Don right there, always mowing everybody's lawn.
Well, apparently I didn't get all that. So yeah. I don't know what happened there, but anyway, he says his name's not Wade. Everybody gets a new name. Gary for Derry, Gary for Derry, Sadie for Katie, and Don for Dan. They all have a good laugh about their new names, and that from there, they decide. But even though it's still Sundays are for picking stones. Yet the boys are all hammered. Katie has agreed to take one for the team and be a designated driver as they attempt to recruit others to help them pick stones. From there, we go back to the produce stands. The skids are all hanging out in front of the convenience store dancing as Riley and Jonesy walk up. Stuart asks them if they are taking 5 from their vidvoc. They respond that they're taking 5 from Wheeling Your Girls. The sniping at each other continues until Stuart tells Riley and Jonesy that once their new friend teaches them that all of her dance moves, they will become vidvoc famous, and he will wheel my girls back. This, of course, cracks up Riley and Jonesy to no end, telling Stuart that wheel doesn't mean steal; it means to have sex with them.
Good. I'm glad we cleared that up, because I am going to steal them. Yeah. And then I'm going to wheel them!
Well, you can dance if you want to.
We can leave your friends behind!
Let's go, Jonesy.
You need us to be hiking our shorts up into our butt cracks, making art!
What? Art?
As much as I would rather make art, not war, load your fucking cannons!
And he cocks his cannon. and Riley and Jonesy do a silent ninja dust.
Angry ninja dust.
Silent, angry ninja dust and head off. From there, we are over at the McMurrays where Katie pulls up in the truck with Wayne, Derry, and Dan in the back. They try to recruit McMurray to come help pick stones, but he says that Mrs. McMurray has made them all pull stuff out of the attic basement barn to have a yard sale. And at that point, Bonnie comes out carrying a box.
Oh, Connie McMurphy.
Bonnie is confused about the name error. The boys keep on blathering in their drunkenness. Then Mrs. McMurray comes out and is also confused about the names. Aside from being very drunk herself, Katie explains how she is Sadie, Wayne is Wade, and so on. Mrs. McMurray has a rule where they can't help anyone who doesn't know what their name is. Even though McMurray and Bonnie want to go, Mrs. McMurray says no. Yes, Demond reminds me when I do the show, I can't help but mouth along the clips that are being played.
I do it too.
Love it. Okay, so now we are we join Riley and Jonesy, have come to meet up with Alan and Bianca, who both the ladies happen to be in the front seat of Riley's Jeep while Riley and Jonesy sit in the back. They tell Ali and Bianca that the skids have a dance gal, because they know that dance vidvoc is the most popular. Ali and Bianca tell Riley and Jonesy that they need them to be the most popular because they're their managers. And Riley and Jonesy are frustrated because they feel like they're making art and no one is noticing. Mockingly, Ali and Bianca ask them what they ever did to deserve to come up with such artists.
We're wheeling you.
We're wheeling you.
Pardon?
We are wheeling you.
Girls are into that kind of thing?
What do you mean?
I mean, it's been my understanding that girls wheeling guys is considered to be a bit
Unladylike. Improper. Unsuitable. Graceless.
Yeah.
Yeah, no.
No?
Yeah, no.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, no. Ali and Bianca explained that not only are they equally capable of having sexual appetites, even though it may appear unladylike, they are just there to ride their coattails to the top of vidvoc. From there, we are get out on a dirt road where Tyson and Coach are riding bikes. Katie pulls up next to them in the truck and matches their speed to chat. We find out that Tyson is training Coach to help him get stronger, and Coach is still going on about the time he's putting in at the gym. When Katie asks them to help, Tyson says they've got another 8K to go before sundown. Katie bids them farewell and they head off saying Sunday is for picking stones. Back at the convenience store, Stuart beckons Connor and Darian over to see what Riley and Jonesy have been up to on VidVoc. They play the video and they see that they're now flexing their asses to the music. They even did a scene in the shower with Shorzy doing his handstand ass wash while flexing their cheeks. Stuart is upset at how they're evolving. Rold tells Stuart that they're ready. From there, Rold kicks out the music on the boombox. The woman starts dancing and then Rold joins her. They go through a number of moves in sync with one another and they're very smooth. At the end of the song, we see that they've been joined by Riley and Jonesy and Allie and Bianca, who want to know who she is. Rold introduces her as Lady C. Allie and Bianca immediately want her. Stuart says that they have to go through him to get to her, decide that just pass by him because he's the middleman, and take her with them. Both Riley and Jonesy, as well as Skids, are very upset about this turn of events. However, it doesn't take long for Riley and Jonesy to get over it because since they started doing VidVoc videos, they've been getting a lot of DMs that they are very excited about. Stuart exclaims that it was a wasted Sunday. Just then, the Hicks pull up and yell that Sundays are for picking stones. They convince them all to come, aside from Connor and Darian, who are left to keep an eye on the bikes. From there, they get to the farm and are greeted by Rosie, who's holding beer bottles for them. Wayne picks her up, throws her over his shoulder, and walks out to the field. From there, we're at a roadside where Shorzy is standing next to the Sudbury sign, taking a piss. He says, "Let's get some fucking sushi maki." And then we fade to black. End.
End of season.
Yeah. So and it's funny because she owns the place. She's there more often than Coach. Yeah, Coach loves talking about his gym time. So that was. I mean, there's not a lot of. I wouldn't say there's a lot of dialogue in this. There's a lot of dancing, which is amazing. Now, and Lady C, who is awesome.
And also awesome.
Hello, Auntie Awesome. Welcome.
Librarian, not the.
Well, you have discussed it? We have discussed the big news. We even played the video live for everybody. So yes, we did discuss the big news. So thoughts, theories.
First of all,
yes.
Our Shelbyville names.
Our Shelbyville names.
as Tyson put it.
So, what's our Shelbyville names?
Because in The Simpsons,
all right, Sierra,
they're all like mirror versions.
That okay.
Shelbyville names is like So
I didn't get that joke. Okay, nice.
So
we had to figure it out. We had to
figure it out. So we got Lamont here. And
Lamont and Jean,
Sierra.
Hey.
Okay, before we go any further, my grandfather is 93, I believe.
Yeah.
And he has called me Demond one time. It's always Lamont.
I love it.
Well, that's even better then.
Yep, Lamont. There you go. So that's it. Lamont. Right. That's your Shelbyville name. Okay. All right. So what do you got, T?
Oh my goodness. Okay, so I don't have a whole lot. Like I usually have pages and pages of stuff, but like this one, I like this episode because it was really obviously like, hey, it's an end of the season. Here we're gonna show everybody and what they're doing, and then we're gonna end up with a big bunch of them together at the end of the episode, which is I love episodes like that because almost everybody was in it, which makes me happy. So there were little things like the SCO dude advertising on the side of the store. Like we had mentioned in an earlier episode that we wondered if there was going to be more of that, and just kind of realizing that was what was behind the skids at the whole time. Like I had to like look at it because at first I was like, is that a bro dude? No, that's a SCO dude.
SCO dude. Let's bro in.
Let's bro in. When Katie first sees Lady C dancing and bites her lip, like I literally am like, yeah, I get that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Actually, speaking of Lady C, we got into this conversation because we were talking about like who Lady C was, because we're Americans. So I assumed it was somebody who maybe was at least widely known up there. And then like you looked her up, and
oh god, yeah, she's been doing a lot of stuff. I mean,
well, she's an indigenous performance artist and choreographer.
She's also a singer
and a singer. That's right. Yeah. So
yeah, she's.
I need to look into her more because she's gorgeous.
All kinds of awards. So yeah, ladyc.ca, I believe, is her website. So go check her out. She's
definitely go give her more hits.
She's
make
amazing.
Her more famous because she was awesome.
Yeah.
And you don't usually see Usually when you see the dancers on TikTok, the ones that are like really good, they're always the gorgeous, skinny, like I don't know how to describe it, but it was really nice to see somebody who was not just muscular, but like gorgeously muscular. Like she was strong as fuck and wasn't wearing like a low cut shirt and she wasn't wearing tight pants, and like it was all just about her dancing and how amazing she was at that.
Yeah.
And that was really cool.
Absolutely.
I love Letterkenny.
Yeah, I think I mean, and her rapport with Roldy, I think was really good. I mean, and
I wonder if like Evan and her are friends at all or something. Like
I'm sure they had to hang out for quite a bit.
Right. Yeah. I know that he is a dancer he dances on his own. So like getting to do this was probably just like a huge thing. I haven't been paying as much to their social medias. I vaguely remember when the season came out and Evan Stern was talking about all the dancing that he did.
And by the way, congrats to Evan, who just announced his engagement to his girlfriend, or now fiance. So yeah, I saw that on the Insta. So big props to them. So
on the social medias.
If you want to invite us to your buck and dough, we'll pay $25 for a steak dinner. So
I mean, $45 for 2 steaks.
Hell, I'd pay even 50 for
I would too. Yeah.
Sure.
I mean, we've paid 50 for one down here.
I mean, I mean, I don't need any booze personally, so it's not a big deal to me if you got to pay the bar.
It pop.
Yeah, don't call it pop.
So pop is a verb. Sorry, that has been like the hardest thing for me in my entire life because like everyone around me says pop, and I'm like, it's a verb.
It's what you do with your junk in those right? Tight underwear that Riley and Jonesy where you just.
Oh, okay, all right. So, always love Connor and Darian in the backgrounds. I loved that. When they were when Lady C was dancing and they were like pedaling the bikes upside down and like Connor kept tossing the vape back and forth and like they just looked like they were having the time of their lives, and I love that. I love that. Everything that they do is just fun and funny. Because they're the jesters.
They are the Shakespearean fools, as we've always said.
Mm-hmm. Mrs. McMurphy being trying to be her normal self when the Hicks were completely drunk, and she's just flustered over everything that they're saying because they're saying what she normally says, and it just was,
right.
It was so perfect.
She'll tell you she says it a lot, so
I do say it.
I better believe it. That's all I know.
So what I say.
Okay. They better be having bird of beef at that buck and dough.
Fucking A.
Al says it better have fillet mignon.
Fillet minion.
Fillet minion. Fillet minion. Okay. I like that Allie and Bianca are basically Riley and Jonesy, but smarter. Like with a conniving bone and like they want to ride everybody else's, they don't want to do anything themselves. They want to, be with them as they grow. But like, I just love that they're like, no, this is about sex. That's all we care about. Like sex. And if you're going to make us famous and lots of money, like, sex, that's all. Wait, girls only want sex. Like, oh my God.
What?
And then I just love how unembarrassed they were about it. And Riley and Jonesy, as the girls are telling them this, are like, what are you in it for? Sex. So why is that such? Like, I will never understand anyone who thinks that women also don't enjoy sex.
Yeah, like, I don't know why any woman who.
How are they having sex with all these women if women don't enjoy having sex just for the sake of having sex?
Seriously, I mean, why would you have sex if you didn't enjoy it?
Right.
So if it was not enjoyable, I could, so yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't like doing this, so let me do it.
Right. But like literally it was, I just keep thinking of all of the women that Riley and Jonesy have slept with, all of the Blowies, all of the, Billet sisters, whatever. Like
Handies from Billet Sisters.
Did they think that every single one of those women was hoping to fall in love with them? Was hoping that they would fall in love with her? Like, is that in their mind? They think Katie wasn't didn't seem to be in love with them.
No, not at all.
Like it seemed to be just about the sex there. Like, I don't know.
Yeah.
They're really self-absorbed, so they probably never really thought about it, to be honest.
Yeah. Probably not much.
Probably the first time they thought about it was this episode.
Yeah.
I feel like they should have thought about it back when, Katie was, in my opinion, kind of blunt about it.
Yeah.
Like, shut up. I don't want to hear you guys talk. I'm just like, she's not there for their intellectual conversation.
And same with the model boyfriends.
The model boyfriends. Right. She definitely wasn't in that for the, the love and
take
security.
Those shirts off and lock the doors.
Right. All it was is, you are pretty and I want to get laid. Like, which is the same as Allie and Bianca, but this was the first time that the boys got it. Oh, what are we waiting for?
What are we waiting for? Awesome.
Oh boy.
We did something. What do we do?
What did I miss? What did I say that you had missed?
Wait.
That's the thing. Is it my fault or is it yours? Oh, agreed. And Shep?
I miss Shep and Kingsley. Which happened to be
Trevor Wilson.
K. Trevor Wilson. That was his
real first name.
Well, no, I think it was his grandfather's name or something like that. He has a tattoo that has the name on it or something like that. If I remember correctly. It's been a while since I've looked that up. That bit of trivia. Because it has Shep and Kingsley has to do with his grandfather.
Okay.
Something like that.
Still waiting for. I'm like afraid of Austin. Like, okay, type of something.
So all right.
I'm not moving on until I know what.
So
those of you know. Oh, there we go.
So does that mean that they have never given a woman an orgasm? Well, you know what? So it's quite possible. The K and K Trevor, K Trevor and K.
I thought so. That the K was for Kingsley.
Yeah, which I think is his grandfather. So back to Awesome. So would it? I can't imagine that Katie would have stuck around.
No.
If with the both of them had she not.
I can't imagine them being very sensitive lovers, but I can imagine that they want the women to think that they're good at what they're doing.
Yeah.
So like in that selfish way of, I don't actually care about your feelings and what you're getting out of it, but I want to make sure that you think I'm good. I've definitely dated a few of those. May or may not.
It's
anyway.
they put the effort in for themselves.
Yes, to get the kind of
to get a reputation.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Which
is definitely probably those boys.
Definitely
100%.
I like how stalwart you are about
that. Okay, the next one's a question, kind of.
All right.
So
here comes Ciara with the questions again.
Oh, Ciara.
Many of Ciara. I mean, you're no Russell Wilson. Anyway, so when Allie and Bianca Donk we're talking to Riley and Jonesy about how they can enjoy sex too, and I can't remember which one is which. Allie says
Allie's the tall one in the driver's seat.
Definitely not just sex.
Yeah.
And she like looks him up and down.
She looks down for sure.
She looks down and then definitely not with you for the sex.
After having Stuart's horn.
Right. We talked about this. Like, do you think it's just like she's like, you're okay, but I think that you have more of a chance of being famous? Or is it Stuart was good? Like,
yeah, well,
probably definitely
once.
Definitely.
That's how the dicks say it. Anyway.
Once or twice. Anyway,
more than once.
What do you think? What do you think?
What do you think, Lamont?
Lamont.
I forgot the question.
Do you think that well, actually it's kind of still with the if how the boys are in bed, essentially.
Yeah.
Like, is she looking at him like, you're not very good in bed, or, you know, dick size, I'm definitely not with you for that because I just had Stuart and gave him up, or like, it feels like there could be so much in there. I was just curious what other people thought in that moment.
My guess would be that they don't offer much more than that. So like, why else would
Yeah.
You're definitely not.
Why would I want to be with you? Because considering that's all you're working with, but you
Oh,
could
yeah.
get to the top. So
Yeah, I mean, they're definitely not the sterling conversationalists that you. I mean,
linguists.
they're not cunning linguists as
I was wondering somebody's gonna get that one.
as Stuart would be anyway. I mean,
True story.
yeah. I mean, at least Stuart.
Well, and Stuart was like, I mean, I don't know how he was with Ellie and Bianca because they didn't really highlight a lot of that, but he seemed very eager to please, especially with Gay, which might have just been Gay, but just like he seemed to be very willing to do or try anything. Whereas I don't feel like Riley and Jonesy would be anything like that.
Yeah.
I feel like the most risque thing they've probably ever done is London Bridge somebody. You know, like high five each other. Like, I see that. That can absolutely I don't see them getting much deeper than that. Deeper. Sex.
On the dark web.
On the dark web.
The dark web.
Oh yeah, with Coach. When we saw him earlier in the season, he didn't necessarily look, I mean, he looked like he'd lost a lot of weight, but not necessarily that he'd been like working out. But like seeing him on the bike in the outfit, like the outfit he was wearing today fit him better, for one, than the one he was wearing earlier in the season. And the thing that cracked me up the most was that if you are an avid bike rider, you probably roll up one leg on your pants so it doesn't get caught in the gears of your bike. That's about the extent of my knowledge on that, because I am not much of a bike rider. However, Coach's was rolled all the way up above the knee, which was above his tan line, which I felt was done completely on purpose. But it was just,
yeah. I wonder if they
like,
spray tanned him. Well, I wonder.
I
wonder if they spray tanned him.
Oh, could be.
You know, to get that to make sure he has that standing out.
Could be.
You know, tan line.
But he definitely didn't look sick in this one. He actually looked like he'd been working out and, you know, losing the weight healthily instead of looking like he might be. Maybe we don't talk about this weight loss right now. So.
I figure if he's lost it and he's showing it, he's probably okay with whatever is going on. And
just the way in that first episode, because it was ill-fitting clothes.
Well,
the
not
way
only
he was
that,
sitting. And,
he was slouched over. Yeah, I mean, because we love Mark Forward.
Oh, hell yeah!
Because Coach is amazing. I mean, Mark Forward's comedy is amazing. So yeah, I mean, so it was surprising going from what he was in season 9 to season 10. We're like, wow.
Which, of course, there are probably lots of people out there that went one way or another when it comes to weight change during the pandemic.
I know I did.
Yes.
In fact, I just found out today that between this time last year and now I've lost 40 pounds.
Congratulations.
I wasn't trying to.
No, it was he has a heart that works now.
Yeah.
We didn't know that it wasn't working. And now that it's working.
Yeah. Well, once I got the stent put in, then blood's flowing. I'm getting oxygen in my system, and
but you're still not
it's kind of it's the carburetor is it's gotta put out the you got to take in the oxygen and put it out and move it all around. And
also we moved somewhere with stairs, so
yeah.
That is a big difference.
2 flights of stairs.
But it's
good
not
times.
terrible. Not terrible. I love the way Darian was enjoying the butt videos until he got caught by Stuart. because he was really into smiling and oh yeah, the way that the two of them say Stuart, like it's the kind of bass in their voices that makes my tummy all rumbly.
Yeah, I mean, because this is now, I think this is the third time we've heard them talk.
They've definitely heard from us saying we want more of them.
More Connor and Darian.
More Connor and Darian. Give them words.
Give them their own show. Actually, I think they,
I think that'd be fun.
Letterkenny After Hours with Connor and Darian,
where they like spread the gossip and giggle.
Yeah, I mean, they go to their nighttime jobs. Probably where they
probably work at that 99 cents store.
No, where they are surprisingly overnight stockbrokers.
It's got to be something where they talk constantly.
Yeah, they're tired of talking.
Yeah,
and once the day rolls around, so yeah, they're working with the Asian markets.
I mean, it explains how they have so much access to so much coke when they don't,
there you go.
seem to have any money, really.
Yeah,
because that's an expensive habit. The way that they go through it and the way they don't bogart it. Let's put it that way.
Yeah.
I don't know how to put it.
Sure.
They're
Like,
generous with the
yes,
leases.
they're very generous. And people that I know who are generous with theirs are not generous like that. And just for the record, no, don't offer.
Hard
no. I have like 3 hard lines, and that's one of them. Let's see. So the scene where Roldy and Lady C are dancing together, Rold going from like this super excited, like fanboy, I get to dance with my idol right now, to like the heartbroken, like, huddled up Roldy that we're used to when he gets beaten down in that one scene, was both beautiful and just like made me kind of like, oh, but what about Roldy? She's just walking away from Roldy. So yeah,
poor Roldy.
I want to see more Roldy, more Skids in general.
Yeah,
Stuart is cool. I enjoy Stuart. I enjoy the part of that part of the storyline, but I'd like to know more about the other people than just Stuart.
Yep.
Okay, so my last one, personally, before we get into whatever y'all got, is: are we actually ready for Shoresy?
Is anybody?
America is.
Is anybody ready for Shoresy? I don't know, but yeah, I the the trailer, the way it was shot, I mean, and the quality of the video, looks different from Letterkenny, for sure.
I said, it felt like gritty and like they're all standing there getting ready for a scrap, and then I mean, it reminded me of picture day when I was still in roller derby, when everybody was totally decked out, but like behind the scenes they're giggling, but they look all like super serious. Like that's what it reminded me of. Which I miss that.
Yeah. Yes. So
that's the only thing I miss about roller derby. The people.
I want Shoresy so bad. Well, you can have some Shoresy there, Renee, soon. It's coming soon.
It's coming, baby. You can make it. You can do it.
What's the date on that? Have they said?
It just says coming soon. I cut that part out of the video. It just says coming soon at the end.
Okay.
So my guess, I mean, well, okay. So let's think about this. I'm assuming that they're, I don't know, and Awesome can probably pipe in here and tell us if they've completed filming. I don't know if they have or not, but being that Letterkenny is usually twice a year, usually Christmas and July 1st, generally speaking. Sometimes it's later depending upon things, but they film 10 and 11 back to back. So leads me to believe that Letterkenny would be coming back in July, I would think, which means at some point here, I'm guessing probably next month, maybe April, we get some Shoresy.
Yeah, they don't usually do trailers like 6 months ahead of time. Like the teaser stuff that we've gotten for seasons before is usually when they're about to announce that there's going to be like a date within a month or two.
Yeah.
And they've never been like long-term announcers. They're always like, okay, we're almost ready to go. Let's do it. Unlike Marvel that tells us the next 15 years of what they're doing.
Yeah, I'm kind of. I wonder what's the next Canadian holiday? Because July 1st is Canada Day and Jared Kiso's birthday. So I don't.
Yeah, anything that you caught that I missed there?
Not much. They're just more of my just observations that I've.
Yeah.
Let's
hear them.
That's what we want. Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's so. Yes, then never mind. First of all, I want to give it up for Alexander in the cold open.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because he is riding around town on that on that bike that will not the kickstand
with all the beer bottles in the back jangling,
selling steak dinners for the wedding for 2 people he really doesn't like,
right? That nobody seems to like,
and did it.
Yep. Well, yeah, that brother's a bit of a grunt and a sweetie of a twat.
By that, I couldn't. And Dan is also cheap.
Yeah, yeah. Well, he has an expectation for what he's spending his money on. So it should be a Phillips Mignon for $25. But yeah. So anyway, for those of you who are just listening, can't see our video. It says Bell from Awesome says Bell Media, which is the Canadian company that is producing Letterkenny and Shoresy, says spring 2022 and filming wrapped in December of last year. So
I'm thinking like April.
So yeah,
May.
April. Yeah, April probably. Because
like if you asked what the next holiday is, technically the next holiday would be all the stuff around Easter. Like Good Friday is a what do you call it? Holiday.
A high holiday?
I don't know. Like there's Good Friday and there's Easter in the next month and a half, and I'm guessing it's that.
Sure.
Somewhere around there.
Okay.
Maybe we'll get a holiday episode.
I don't know.
I still want wait, what have we had?
Well,
because did we get a holiday episode last season?
We've had Easter.
Mm-hmm.
We've had
St. Patrick's Day.
St. Patrick's. We've had Valentine's.
Mm-hmm.
We've had Christmas. What else have we had? They didn't do a Thanksgiving.
Yeah, we need some more holiday episodes.
Yeah, I can't. Yeah,
I know we've talked before that we want gay pride parade at Letterkenny.
Yeah. Well, and they've discussed that as well. So that was in We Don't Fight at Weddings. Yeah, that they've talked about a pride parade in Letterkenny. So that'd be awesome to see that. Yeah. So
anyway,
anywho's. So you got anything else, Demond?
Let's see. I loved Rold in this episode. Like his excitement at the beginning.
Mm-hmm.
Like
totally.
You know, they go from Katie they go from Stuart to Katie to Rold. Rold's like, ah! I cracked up every single time. And then watching him, watching him kill it in the dance scene, I loved it because
Rold 2024.
Like some of
hell yeah.
Video, some of those music numbers or whatever, music scenes get a little long for me, and sometimes I fast forward through them. This is one I did not. Every single time I've watched it, I'm just giggling like, get it, Roll.
Right?
Loved it.
Do it.
Loved it. I giggled like a mug when they went right before Alley Cat and Bianca Donk take off. They're talking about the middleman, and they pan out, and Stuart is actually the middleman.
Literally in the middle of everybody. Yes.
Skip.
I thought that was great. And then this goes by unnoticed. Tyson said he's going to have Coach squatting 3 plates by
6 plates.
Like six total plates. That's over 500 pounds. I don't know what that is metric, but that's like 505 pounds. So he's going to have. Coach gonna be
he's
stout.
Not skipping leg day.
Nope.
Yeah, Coach is not skipping leg day. He's gonna be stout.
Don't skip legs, pheasant.
Oh, we haven't heard pheasant in so long.
Fezzy. the golden times of Letterkenny.
The early days when no one in the U.S. knew who they were.
Then all
and
all
we
the
would make
silly
jokes
things.
and people would look at us weird.
Connie McMurphy, coach, been lifting barbells.
Did we get any mention of Barb other than when Tanis mentioned it?
Nope.
Huh.
Maybe Coach didn't know
Barb. I mean, Tanis brought it up, in the prostate episode,
right? He was seeking help, and when she mentioned that, he did kind of look down. So
it's just I think it's the first season that Coach hasn't mentioned her.
True, he has not mentioned Barb.
Maybe he's growing.
Maybe he's eating her and she's all gone.
Or that.
Maybe that's why he's lost weight, because he has no more Barb left to eat. He's run out of Barb.
Oh no.
No more rhubarb pie.
No, thank you. Yeah, I live with this too.
If I mean, I would eat you.
Sorry, what?
I
mean, if it meant that you were gonna survive somehow and you actually wanted to do that after I died, sure, go ahead. It's just a fucking body. I don't give a shit. I'm not gonna be in it.
That's what I'm saying.
But
if I'm hungry,
But no. I would like to be put in the ground in a burlap sack with like an acorn or something, and like I want to grow a tree.
An acorn of weed.
I mean, yeah, but no, I want to be like, I don't know, weeping willow or some shit like that. Nice emo tree.
That's a tree. It's waving away the no more webs on me.
Oh God, I haven't danced in so long. You're making me miss it.
All right.
Fuck you.
What else you got, Lamont?
Every time you say that, I'm sorry.
Okay.
It also makes
Pipe
me
down
think,
over there, Sierra.
what was the show? Was it on Sanford and Son when they had like a neighbor named Lamont?
No, his son was Lamont.
His son was Lamont.
Yeah, his son was Lamont.
That's what I keep hearing every time he calls you Lamont. I'm like, Lamont?
And I think and the character of Lamont was played by Demond Wilson. So
shut the fuck up. All right. Okay.
Surprised I knew that.
I am surprised you knew that. I am. Yes. Okay.
I was a fan of Sanford and Son.
And that's where my mom got the name from.
Oh, really?
Really? Oh,
that's cool. If I'm not mistaken, that's where my mom got the
story.
name from.
That's a much better story than mine.
I heard that he and Red Fox didn't get along very well together. I don't know if that's true or not, but
they made magic on screen, though.
They certainly did. They certainly did.
And maybe having an adversarial relationship would make it better, because on the screen they basically have an adversarial relationship.
True. I'm coming, Elizabeth.
All right.
What else you got?
I have a random question that came while I was doing research for listening to the other episodes, and I was really curious to see what y'all thought. Letterkenny and D&D.
Mm-hmm.
Who you put in your party? Who would you be out of Letterkenny?
We were kind of talking about that with you last week.
Well,
because I think a Letterkenny RPG would be the funnest shit in the world. I would be so excited.
Wayne would be a paladin. I think
Wayne. Part of me wants Wayne to DM. Honestly, I feel like he would come up with some of the most creative, but also did you really just?
No. I mean, no. You're talking about who? If we were creating a party of Letterkenny characters, right? Is that what you're asking?
Okay, I'm thinking of playing with Letterkenny characters.
No. So
I like that too. That's
I would. So yeah, I would have Wayne as a paladin. Fucking Squirrely Dan's going to be the tank.
Oh hell yeah!
Roldy is perfect
Bard?
rogue. No,
okay.
I mean he's small.
He's the bard.
Yes,
wants to be the bard.
Yeah,
to be the bard. He wouldn't be very good at it.
No, but
he's level 1 for sure.
McMurray is the bard. Actually, you know what? Glenn would be the bard. Or a cleric.
No, I think Glenn would be the cleric.
I got Glenn being the cleric. Yeah, I could see that.
but he likes to sing about wine.
And play the didgeridoo.
That would be his weapon. It would be his didgeridoo. He would have a battle didgeridoo.
Oh man.
So we
Glenn is
had
cleric.
different interpretations of this question, and I kind of want to go back to like if I was able to play a game of D&D with them, not like create a thing out of them, but like I think that it would be a lot of fun just to have the core members sit around a table with Wayne having planned out these intricate, elaborate things while he's been doing all his chores, and like just have nobody get it, but like Katie's just sitting there cracking up at every single like inside joke, and like I want to play D&D with them.
See, I say as far as DMs are concerned, I think either Roll or Stuart would probably be the best DM because they are very imaginative.
I could see Stuart doing it. I could definitely see Stuart doing it.
Rolled wouldn't be able to command the room.
No.
Well, unless Glenn is, because he's got power over Glenn.
Yeah, he does.
But yeah. So yeah.
And Renee, it's totally okay that you've never played D&D. Dean has been playing it since he was like 2, which was like 100
since
million
version
years ago.
1.
Yeah. I've been playing it off and on since the 90s, more off than on, but like just board games in general are one of my favorite things. RPGs, it doesn't have to be D&D even. Like there are so many really good RPGs out there, and there are a lot of them that are made to be completely like the antithesis of D&D. Like to not have to be so complicated and so many things. There's a lot of stuff out there. So just, a lot because a lot of that stuff is in other games too now.
Yeah.
Like, it's become so normal to have role playing and deck building and all of those kind of games now and most of that came back from, these games in the 70s and 80s that were considered satanic.
So D&D and then I don't know if GURPS came first or D&D came first, because GURPS ended up being like the generic universal role-playing system.
Mm-hmm.
So and so basically, I think if I remember correctly, just uses 6-sided die for everything.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know which one of those came first, but they're essentially in essence the same thing. The only difference with D&D is there's different kinds of die that you use. There's a lot of characters in the newer versions that were not in version 1. I mean, even version 1, which they had to remove, they had hobbits in there, which they've then had to change to halflings because hobbits
that would be Rolly. Rolly
Right.
would be a halfling.
He's furry like that, so he's got the little furry feet probably. So yeah, I think Katie. So anyway, Renee asked about if Katie would be a siren. I don't know if they have siren. I think Katie would be an elf.
Siren. Yeah, I can see Katie's an elf.
Katie would be an elf.
I think Katie would want to have like I can see her wanting to role play the whole like the elegance of it and the snootiness of it, and just kind of have fun being a bad bitch elf. Like I can see that. But like
I could see her and Rosie.
Maybe a ranger or something where she's still like a badass.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. So you have races and you have classes. So I could see her being an elf. What she would be as an archer of some sort. Yeah, I could see it. So her and Rosie, I could see would be a perfect team up.
Rosie would be interesting. What would Rosie be?
I don't know. I don't know what her. I mean, we don't hear a lot from her.
No, we don't.
I mean, maybe she could be a bard type. I mean, so a bard. So if you think about what a siren does, I mean, they are a singer. They kind of draw people in. Maybe
I don't think a siren is particularly in D&D. If we're talking about that.
But what I'm saying, I don't know. We're going off on a huge tangent about D&D.
Whoopsie.
But if you want to say something would be a siren, it would be a bard. So a bard with their music would basically, can entice and make people think.
Not necessarily only bards would
do
that.
Not at
like
all,
in my head, I'm going whole Game of Thrones in my head right now. I'm picturing like the Red Witch and like the way that she can kind of like control. So like that's how I imagine in my head, like if Katie was going to play a bard, it would be some kind of magical, like she would be able to sing something and control minds or something like that. Like,
sure.
like I don't see Rosie doing that because I don't see her being like Katie's the one who wants to have the attention. Rosie would be like a rogue.
She's going to be like an
something-
assassin.
Yeah, something
She's
quiet and
yeah,
sneaky
quiet, yeah.
and but really fucking smart.
So yeah, an assassin would be, I could see she'd be running the Assassins Guild. So
yeah.
yeah, we're just all into it. So,
Okay. Anyway, sorry,
Dave. I hope you're
Nerds.
listening as we talk about this.
Right.
potential-
We're gonna talk more games with you soon, and I'm so excited about that. Like, if anybody could put me in like the gaming world of like creating shit, I would be so excited about that.
Totally.
Especially because I now apparently am going to be writing a series of children's books if it works out right.
All right. There you go.
Yeah, maybe we'll see.
Hell yeah.
So, all right. So, any questions aside from that, Demond?
Hold on. Let me make
Especially as a new Letterkenny person, we've been doing this for years.
Or did we?
Point,
Or did we answer that to your satisfaction?
Sure. I had another weird thought. Because I have a lot of mental time as a massage therapist sometimes, and I wonder where the Black people live in Letterkenny.
Good question. I mean, we've got Black people obviously in Letterkenny because we've got
absolutely.
Well, Rosie, I think must live out of town somewhere.
She lived. Yeah, they talked about her. It's Finding Stormy a Stud.
Right.
And I can't remember the name of the Scottish town. It's a Scottish town name, and because I remember that.
That's okay.
Katie
we'll do that in a minute.
Half celestial Asimar.
I don't know if I know that.
No idea what that is, but it sounds cool.
Yeah.
I get half celestial. I can see that with her for sure.
Yeah.
Thank you, Renee.
I
agree with that. I agree with that.
I can see her also being a druid.
Wayne is definitely a paladin.
I can see that too.
I can see Rosie being a druid.
What's that?
I could see Rosie being a druid with her being great with animals.
Yeah.
There you go. Yeah. Ooh, that just makes me think about Wayne could. Yeah, he could dual class.
Anyway, we were moving on.
Welcome to the Letterkenny Dungeons and Dragons episode.
Love it.
What was I saying before that happened?
Well, we were trying to figure out. I can't remember. Tobermory, I think, is where Tobermory is, if I remember correctly. And Awesome will have to correct me if that's where Rosie lives. I think that's where.
Oh, right, the town where. Yeah. So where do the Black people live? So Gail probably lives.
They all live above Modine's.
Yeah. So that is actually a good thing. If Gail lives above Modine's, has she had to move 3 times, or did she have a place and then?
A Druish princess.
Yeah.
She doesn't look Druish.
Yeah, okay. Anyway,
may the Schwartz be with you, Renee.
Yeah, so Bradley doesn't live in. Yeah, it's just Gail. I think Gail is the only. We hardly ever see anybody in the background, but that doesn't mean. I mean, 5,000 people. There's obviously a couple of Black people, which is probably pretty standard for a town of 5,000.
Yeah, a rural white town. Yeah,
with a few Black people.
Yeah.
Like
from now my experience in rural white community where there have been Black people, it's where that family grew up, which means South. That means that's where they were brought into, and they've stayed there, and you hear that a lot. I mean, it's just like, this is what we know. This is where we've always stayed. We didn't want to move. We're comfortable with this place.
Which brings to mind the possibility that maybe Letterkenny was a stop on the Underground Railroad or something.
Could be.
Or
Sure.
like somewhere where a family escaped over the U.S. line and was like, this is really pretty.
So I was right. Tobermory.
Cool.
Nice. Oh, check out the Bean. Bean. I forgot what we called you.
Awesome.
I'm Gene.
Oh, Gene.
Gene.
Check out the Bean on Gene.
Gene's gonna come in with Scottish information.
All right. Got anything else?
What else we got?
Before we do the thing that
Anything for the next thing?
I do not. I had that. Those are all my notes.
2.5 hours north of Listy. That's where Tobermory is, apparently. All right.
And that's where Rosie lives.
And Listowel is what Letterkenny is based off of.
Okay.
Which is where Listowel is where Kiso is from originally. Anywho, so if we're ready, what?
Sorry,
What?
it doesn't have anything to do
with
Letterkenny.
There goes LCR with some more information off her phone.
It's It's something I actually meant to bring up before we even started, but I just wanted to make sure I put it out there because I'm just so fucking proud of this person that I just need to make sure that the whole world knows. So, if you are following the Olympics right now, there is a young woman who is now the first Black woman to ever win gold in speed skating. She is Erin Jackson. I have skated with her. She is the most amazing person. Like, I fangirled over her 10 years ago when we were playing roller derby, and she was just the most awesome thing.
What's her name?
Erin Jackson.
Is it Miss Jackson?
I used to call. That's what we used to we would sing that fucking every time she was jamming. We would sing that, and I have it in my head even to this day. Every time I hear that song, I think of Erin Jackson.
Miss Jackson, if you nasty.
But like, this is somebody who, I mean, she was a speed skater for a long time on rollerblades, and did roller derby, and just decided about 6 years ago, because there was no Black women doing what she did on ice. She decided to try it, and she is now an Olympic record holder. This is her second Olympics, and she's fucking amazing. Like, she made her first Olympics team after she'd only been doing it for a year. So like, she is just like Black excellence. And I just wanted to really shout that out, because not only is this, not only is this somebody that I have thought is a badass long before she proved it to the entire world, but it's 20, what fucking year is it? 2022?
Today anyway.
Okay. Time, whatever the fuck it is. It's 2022, and this is the first black athlete to medal in that sport, essentially. So, okay. I know so many people in roller derby, and like, the roller derby community is going nuts over this. We are just like, we've been watching her all this time, and like, I bet this isn't the end of it. Like, it's amazing. I just hope that more people recognize how amazing this woman is. So anyway, sorry.
I'm sorry, Miss Jackson. I am for eels.
Give her all the endorsements. All the endorsements from Miss Jackson.
Camera.
Right there. There she is.
Yeah, I looked at
I'll put it on the thing.
We'll put her in the show notes.
I'm gonna send that to you, Dean.
We'll put her in the show notes and get her right there.
Okay.
So,
awesome.
Are we ready? Is everybody out there ready?
Yeah, let's do the thing.
Okay, ready, set. All right, ladies and gentlemen, those beyond the binary, we are playing Fuck Fake Ferda, which is our version of Fuck, Marry, Kill, where you don't want to kill anybody. And aside from the McMurrays, nobody else gets married. So we'll fuck them, we'll fight them, or they're going to be our buddies, and we'll say Ferda. All right, so if we're ready, we're gonna start like we do with Wayne. And since Demond is our guest, Lamond.
Yes, Gene.
How do you feel about Wade?
Ferda. I'm usually dip out when people start drinking too much. It's just not my deal.
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Like I said earlier, they reminded me of me and my friends when we were younger, chirping back and forth and stuff. We did silly stuff like that. I think in high school we formed a clique and we called ourselves we were all actually dating. So we actually took time out to call for fellas night out. So we all wore hats that had FNO on it. So we were no.
By the way, anybody out there who's listening and wants to chime in, just put whoever we're talking about and give your answer. Fuck, fight, Ferda.
You say Wayne, fuck.
Yeah, exactly. So if you're fucking Wayne, say
awesome.
Wayne, fuck. Yeah, I'm sure Awesome will have some very descriptive things for Wayne. Anyway, Tiara.
I'm with Demond on this one. I don't like, if you are already tipsy going into things, that's friend territory only.
I want to stop about it.
Yeah, you if you want to do some things with me, let's talk, in like 6 hours or so.
Talk beforehand.
Drink. Yeah, well, yeah, there's that too. Like, for me, implied consent is not a thing. Drunk consent is not a thing. If you have talked about it ahead of time and you said, this is something I would like to do, no matter my whatever, or like we're agreeing that, this can happen, if
There you go.
nothing's crossed. Like it's anyway,
Yeah,
sorry.
yeah.
We don't need to get into sex
No.
talk about that.
So just everybody
Yeah.
know consent is important.
When you are drunk,
Anyway.
in my mind, you
Con-
cannot
consent
consent.
is it's required. I'm not
Yes.
going to say it's important. It's required.
It's required.
Anyway, so Katie. Sadie. She's sober Sadie.
She is sober Sadie. I love the whole like taking one for the team and like putting up with their drunk assholes when she's the sober one and driving everyone around. Like I wouldn't be able to do it. I would have been like, oh, you shut the fuck up like 5 minutes into it. I'm saying Ferda because Katie's not my type, but hey,
I like how there's always a big explanation and then no answer.
that's what I do.
Demond.
Ferda.
All right.
He's not my type. It's another reason I feel like TR and I are.
No, you're not wrong. I mean,
I like some thick man.
Oh yeah, hell yeah.
Right. I always joke like I feel like I would break Katie. This. If we were to jump ahead, although she didn't say anything, so I don't know if you have.
I didn't. Okay. If they didn't have a speak,
usually if there's only we only put them in here if they have a speaking role. So Lady C did not have a speaking role, but like physically, that would absolutely be my type. Like, oh my god, she's just gorgeous and she's strong.
Strength.
Like,
all right. So
anyway,
Gary.
Oh, Gary.
Oh, are we surprised?
Oh, Gary.
Awesome says, fuck
What?
Wade.
Nah. Awesome wants to fuck Wade.
Fuck you, Possum.
Where would Renee say? Benny. What?
He's saying she's so cute though.
True story.
She is
Katie
cute. She's
cute.
adorable. Yeah.
Didn't say that. That's not what I said.
Cute does not equal not my type. Oh, Possum. Yes. Can I call you Possum? I fucking Possum is one of my favorite animals.
Anyway, Gary. Where are we on Gary?
Gary. Since that actually Gary, dang it. Yeah, Gary is actually the one who started this whole misnaming thing after he messing with Wade. So I gotta give my man Ferda. Yeah.
All right.
Ferda is most clever.
I say Ferda, but also drinking though.
Yeah.
Like that would be.
That's fine. Yeah.
Although the last episode, somebody asked on our Facebook, like if Derry ever gets out of the Ferda zone, and in the last episode, he took off his barn clothes. He was in his barn clothes and drunk in this one, so no.
Sadie, awesome says Sadie is definitely a fuck. Yep. All right. So we're Ferda on Derry. Squirrely
Dawn.
I'm leaning towards fight for nickel and dime and my man Alex.
He was really
nickel and dime
about all of that.
I was like, come on, Dan.
Maybe he's Scottish. Who knows?
Come on, man.
Especially for like that you're giving money to the wedding. Like this isn't about the food that you're getting.
Well, and that was the first thing that he said. It supports the newlyweds.
Yeah. So why are you complaining when you agree with the premise and that it's a good premise? I don't know.
So are we saying fight? Are we fighting Dan?
I'm squaring up. Yeah, I swear.
All right.
Actually, I should be more specific. I'm getting my butt whooped by Dan.
Yeah.
Well, he's 3 sheets to the wind, so you might be. You're probably a bit more shifty than he is right now.
That's fair. I could even keep things out there.
I say Ferda because again, he's been drinking all day, and at this point, it's like, dude, I don't think that we shouldn't talk right now. Like you should stop.
All right. Dyson.
I like my vacuum.
Ferda
for Dyson.
And he's helping out Coach, man. Like that's we don't know if he's actually personally training him and getting paid to do it. So I'm assuming he's doing it pro bono. So hey, can't beat that.
Dan will F a mofo up.
That's true story.
So yeah, Ferda for Dyson. Yeah. Ferda for Dyson. What was again? What's this one? I choked in my dart. Fuck you guys. We love you, Possum.
It's my new favorite thing. I'm gonna call you Possum forever now. Go in the produce stand
you're
group
now
chat and say
Possum.
I'm now Possum.
All right.
Do it.
Where are we with Roach going to the gym?
You know, I
There's just no
am
approach.
proud of Coach for taking care of his health, and he looks good, and he apparently feels good, which makes him smile more, even though he's exchanged his obsession for Barb with an obsession with the gym. I'm still saying Ferda, but I'm saying Ferda in a, if you work on your mental health as much as you're working on your body,
On your bod.
your bod's awesome. How's your brain?
Yeah.
Your brain's important. Let's find out.
Yep.
So Ferda for now. Coach did not gross me out in this episode.
Demond?
Again, Ferda.
Ferda.
Going to the gym, he'd be a good gym buddy.
All
And,
right.
and if squatting 500 pounds is his goal, he's serious about it. So
Right.
Right?
Get them tree trunks.
Get them gains.
McMurphy. Oh, McMurphy.
McMurphy is very rarely anything other than a Ferda, unless he pisses me off. He didn't piss me off on this. He's being very sweet over his wife and doing exactly what she is it's just all about his wife. Doesn't matter. Well, my friends are doing this thing and I'd love to go do it with it, but as soon as you said no, I can't do it, I'm okay. He's so the two of them are cute together. That's all.
So, and you're saying
They didn't get out of the friend zone.
all right, so Ferda.
I started with
Ferda.
that word.
Well, you didn't say Ferda zone, so
Oh, sorry.
Demond.
McMurray's a good husband, so I gotta go with Ferda.
Ferda.
Right.
All right. Mrs. McMurphy.
That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
That's what I was saying.
She's always drunk. So.
She is always drunk. I feel like with her,
she is a functional alcoholic.
definitely.
Barely.
I do feel like with her, there would have to be a lot of discussion ahead of time. I know that she's probably my grandparents and wakes up with a gin and tonic in her hand.
So that's all I know.
That's all I know. But there is some point where that's just keeping you alive and not making you drunk. Was that?
It was Renee saying that, giving props to Demond for his McMurphy impression.
It was good.
Very good.
Yeah,
So Ferda,
because she's drunk and there's no pre-established conversation.
Yeah.
But yeah, she is definitely somebody that that would be a really hard line to figure out. How do you get consent from somebody who is literally drunk all the time?
I don't know. I mean, I don't know if I could hang around somebody who's drunk all the time.
Oh, I
personally.
couldn't. I absolutely couldn't.
That would not be a relationship I could handle.
The two of them,
I'm kind of curious.
Are made for each other.
I'm kind of curious as to why. What is it about her life that she is drunk all the time? So that's.
She's married to a piece of shit.
The dark side of Letterkenny. There's gonna be the drama version of Letterkenny, like there is Fresh Prince. So
she's probably just bored. She's just a bored housewife.
Snyder cut.
Snyder cuts.
She's a bored housewife, and there's not enough excitement in the area, and so she just drinks all the time.
We need a 3-hour fart book episode.
No.
So Mrs. McMurphy, Demond.
Ferda, yeah. I would just hope she didn't hurt. I would just be trying to keep her from hurting herself. That's probably what I would be end up doing.
Maybe she gets drunk so that she does not have to drive.
It's probably.
I'm drunk. Can't drive. You drive.
There are other ways to get out of driving,
right?
They know.
Just say I don't like it.
I'm driving.
I'm done. All right, Connie McMurphy.
Katie, why are they saying my name wrong?
Why are they calling me Connie?
Gosh, she still just looks like she's 12 to me. I can't. I am a Ferda because there's nothing in this episode that would change what I say. But
no.
Also, It's so funny how I still look at her like she's like my friend's little sister, you know.
Yeah, she's I
can't look at you like you're an adult.
Because basically she's like 6 months to a year older than my daughter.
Yes, exactly. So. Exactly. She's about the same age as the kid that I watched grow up.
I mean, in for real life, we don't know how old anybody is in Letterkenny.
Right. So. Right.
But anyway, so
what do you think of Connie
McMurphy?
She is an adorable Ferda. She'd be one
an enjoyable Ferda.
Adorable.
Okay, adorable. Like enjoyable.
She's the kind of she's the kind of girl. Matter of fact, she sort of reminds me of this lady I work with. I call her Kate Bishop because she reminds me of, she kind of resembles Kate Bishop from the Hawkeye show, and
Haley Steinfeld.
Yes,
Oh.
and I
love her.
And they called her that, and just stuck, and we just have a good vibe. Like I feel like I would probably have something similar with Connie McMurphy.
Yeah, Haley Steinfeld, and I think Haley Steinfeld even. I mean, now because I think they're like right around the same age, but Haley she's got curves, whereas Connie is not so much, maybe. But it was because I surprised.
They both have curves. It's that.
Well, I think it's
Bonnie is super skinny.
Yeah, I think the thing.
Boobs,
well, I think the thing because it really threw me when I found out how old Haley Steinfeld was. I'm like, wow, I wouldn't say, because looking at Camilla Cole, I say, yeah, I can see that she is definitely young. I didn't see that with Haley Steinfeld. I was thinking late 20s.
I remember what was that movie that she was in with when she was a kid? With
It was Edge of 17.
No, with the dude with
True Grit.
Yes. Yeah, that's how I knew that she had to be in her 20s, because she was like a teenager.
Because I forgot her. I forgot about her being in that. So yeah,
well, that's the only thing I think of when I think of her. But that's also because I pay no attention to like whatever the fuck is happening in entertainment these days. She's a singer now, right?
No, she's still an actor. She's still an actor.
Okay,
she was on Lip Sync.
Maybe that's
Lip Sync Battle, which she got completely soaking wet in, which.
Of course you love that, don't you?
I was like, oh my god, yeah, because I didn't recognize her at first. I was like, holy shit.
Okay.
I was like, you. Anyway, Stuart.
Go for it.
Yeah, Ferda
Stewart.
Yeah.
All right. You.
Yeah.
It's a very pedestrian episode.
Yeah. I say Ferda, but also like there's a part of me that like Stuart was my least favorite in this episode. And
oh yeah.
He just didn't like it, he was just kind of whiny and just there. Cutting him out as the middleman makes total sense, because what was he contributing? So I say Ferda because there was nothing. But even with the outfit, he wasn't involved in any of the stuff that was happening. Like it was Roldy was the skid in.
Well, and it seems like that's kind of Stuart's MO, is he dresses the part.
Yes.
And that's about it.
Whereas Rold is actually kind of a little badass.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah. So I'm gonna say Ferda, but like that's an edge of fight for me, because like he just kind of annoyed. He got under my skin this episode.
All right. Roldy.
I still want to put him in my pocket.
Oh, the Mad Ferda. That was my dude. He was the MVP of the episode as far as I was concerned.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah, I say Ferda, but like seriously, just I love Rolled. I want a little pocket Rolled. I just like Rolled is little bits of serotonin for me.
All right, let's go with Riley and Jonesy. Their butt art.
Oh,
that's a tough one.
Butt art.
Because I kind of feel bad for them at the end where they get cast aside, but at the same time they landed on their feet because they're not real bright. And
but they did that. They did that to Stuart, and then like rubbed it in his face over and over and over again. So why be like they got treated exactly how they treat other people?
Yeah,
that's why I'm teetering on fight and
right. That's
I'm like they might have to catch hands.
I'm kind of
Donnybrook
with them too. Yeah,
Donnybrook.
They're about to catch these.
I don't usually say that, but they were annoying to me.
All right.
that just a?
I don't know what that is.
All right, so that's a nothing
All right,
then.
all right.
Yeah. I think fight. Like I genuinely like watching this episode made me really happy because they were being treated exactly the way that they usually treat the broads that they wheel.
Mhm.
And like, and at the end when they just got dumped flat, it was like, well, I mean, what did you expect? You were in this quote unquote relationship just for the sex. Now they don't want to have sex with you anymore because there's nothing else you can do for them. So,
but they're definitely they've used they've used the Ted Lasso way of thinking, and they're goldfish that they forget very quickly.
Yes,
of their failures.
They are definitely goldfish.
So, yeah, Ted Lasso. Bring Ted Lasso in to coach the. That would be funny. Anyway,
too wholesome.
Alley Cat and Bianca Donk.
Ferda, I respect them for what they did. They were absolutely honest about their intentions with everybody.
Totally.
It wasn't their fault that Stuart was falling in love with them.
No.
They were like, Stuart, we're just fucking you because you have a giant dick and we think you're going to be famous.
Yeah.
Like, they were honest about it.
Yeah.
So I say Ferda because they didn't they were who they were.
Sure.
And I love that. I love seeing that on screen. You don't get a lot of women being like, I'm not going to be what you think I am. I'm going to be who I am, and you're going to deal with it. And
Yeah, I mean, to me, honestly, this out of this entire episode, they'd probably be the only ones that would be on my fuck list.
If I wasn't so Demi, I would be with you on that because I feel like they would be a lot of fun.
And that's what I'm putting. I put a lot of that aside.
I know you do. I can't. It's not my right.
Because I'm assuming because it's not. This is not happening in real life because we're assuming that we've had a talk. We've had consent.
You're putting too much logic into my sexuality. There is no logic there. This is how my brain works.
All right, fine. So you're Ferda with them. Where are you, Demond?
Yeah, I would teeter on fuck if they were thicker. So
the tall one.
I love Bianca's gap in her teeth.
He does every time she's on screen. He's like,
so fucking gap. A gap in the teeth, and if a girl's got a butt chin,
dimple. He's all about the butt dimple.
Yeah.
With me, I'm like redheads, dimples.
Oh yeah,
fuck yeah.
Redhead. Yeah. But yeah. I mean, yeah, I like Allie and Bianca. I mean, I think they're both gorgeous.
Yeah, that's
no,
true.
no,
right?
Yeah, I agree.
So you Ferda or are you fucking them?
I'm gonna have to go with Ferda because
Right.
partially because again, I like some thick, and also I respect that hustle.
Yeah,
Right?
yeah. They can work it.
They figured out what they're good at,
Definitely.
and they don't give a shit that it's something that makes other people uncomfortable. I like that.
All right. From Allie and Bianca, we go to Shorzy. Shorzy did the video with the boys. He's on the road.
Ferda.
Ferda. You gonna Ferda?
Yeah,
Shorzy?
Ferda. That's like the nicest he's been, to be honest.
Yeah, it is. He did a favor for...
Yeah.
Being in the video with these boys, and this actually kind of brings up like what we talked about before about Shorzy. Does he think Riley and Jonesy are his friends, and that's just how he talks to them? Because he was like, "Sure, I'll be in your video," and like was practically drowning as he was calling him tit fucker under the water, which was so funny.
And he almost choked on the fucker part.
Mm-hmm.
Give your balls a tug, tit fucker.
Yeah. So I say Ferda.
Maybe he was having a hard time while squeezing his cheeks at the same time.
Yes.
I mean, Kiso, I'm a straight dude. That guy has a fucking amazingly muscular ass. I mean, that dude.
Butts are nice.
Like, good lord.
Like all butts are nice, but when it's a nice butt.
Well, yeah, I thought all butts were gay, but all gays don't have butts.
Yeah, totally.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, at least that's what Riley and Jonesy said.
That is how Riley and Jonesy learned it. Yes.
All right. So finally, because they did have speaking roles, Connor and Darian.
I want more Connor and Darian. Ferda, because I want to see more of them. I also like genuinely the first time watching this episode, I was like, why are they leaving Connor and Darian? Can't they pick rocks too? Like even asked him about it. And I'm like, they're just making them stay with the bikes.
That's right.
Like they don't
You stay with the bikes. Keep an eye on the bikes.
So Ferda, but like I want to get to know you and hear like more than just like one word.
Want to get to know you well.
You crack me up without saying a word. That's something.
Sturt.
I think he was like breathing in when he did it too. I can't even.
Sturt. It was like Cookie Monster.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
So, Connor and Darian, where are you? Ferda. All right.
Boyd.
So, I mean, the only one that would even possibly be left, I think we could say she spoke with her body. So, Lady C.
If I could put aside all of the Demi stuff, fuck.
Oh, Possum.
Seriously.
Possum fucking Shorzy.
Possum, I love you.
Awesome Possum.
Seriously, like I'm so happy
yeah,
about Possum.
I think Lady C would be all fuck. Would definitely be a fuck on the list.
Yeah, fuck.
But
yeah, almost definitely.
I just want to touch your butt.
Can I touch your May I touch your butt, please?
You got a nice
dollar on it. It'll break Kane.
So yeah, you know, and real quick, I want to bring the butts up. So someone and Awesome can back me up on this on the Letterkenny subreddit. There was somebody, and I don't know if it was who it was, what gender they were, or anything like that, but they were complaining about how all the women on Letterkenny are gorgeous and just there for basically the male gaze. And I looked at Tiara and said, "How many female naked asses have you seen on this show?" Zero.
Lots of men's butts.
You was lots of guy butt.
Yeah,
so,
let's complain about all of the actors in this TV show being gorgeous, as if somehow that's gonna, just shut the fuck up, dude. Like it's a TV show. Come on.
I mean, yeah.
It's not exploitative if you're just showing a beautiful woman. If you are showing her body with the intention of just trying to draw you into the fact that it was like that episode with Connie McMurphy. With Bonnie McMurphy, it was the Halloween, I think. And she kept changing outfits, and it was all those slutty outfits, but she was doing really like genuinely good stuff.
Right.
So like I love the way they do that.
Haunting
it's not about
Modine's too.
Yeah. Like they know that she's gorgeous. She knows that she's gorgeous, but it's not the center of anything. All we see is Shorzy's ass, Riley and Jonesy's asses.
I mean, if there's anybody who's vapid in this show, it's those three.
Riley and Jonesy and Stuart. Stuart is so self-centered.
Well, he is self-centered, but I'm talking about vapid. I mean, just himbos.
That's Riley and Jonesy.
Riley and Jonesy and Shorzy, they're all himbos. I mean, I wouldn't say that. Stuart is smart. He's
smart, but smart doesn't necessarily mean like. All right, Renee. I promise I will. I have found out that because we have Peacock and not like normal TV, we can watch the halftime show without having to watch all the other crap. So
hopefully,
somebody was just saying it on Facebook
nice.
Too. So no interruption. That was totally great. I'm actually looking forward to the halftime show because it's like my childhood. Kind of wish Grace could have seen that one because seriously. Like this would have been the Super Bowl that she would have watched just for the halftime show. And she was a football fan.
Snoop a loop. I wonder if they're going streaking afterwards.
Who?
It's school. What the fuck was that? Will Ferrell and the old school.
Old school. I forgot about
Snoop a loop.
Oh, Mary J. Blige is so cool. Okay, yes.
Anywho,
like she is goals.
Anywho's anything. So that's all I've got in there.
That's everybody.
So we got anything else? You guys, you have any other final thoughts or whatnot?
No, I mean, it was a little different of a season ending. I liked this episode a lot. Just because it didn't feel so heavy like some of their season endings get to be.
True.
It felt fun and it felt nice to see almost everybody. And it was just kind of like I think I don't remember if you said it on the show or if it was before, but it felt like an older episode. It felt like, one of the early season episodes where you got more of that ensemble feeling and
Yeah.
I liked this episode.
Yeah, it was very enjoyable.
Yeah, even though there technically wasn't a lot of meat to it,
Right.
but like I still got 2 pages of notes out of that, so.
It was a lot. It was a fun episode.
It's fun.
It was a fun episode. That's really what it was.
Yeah.
I mean, there's not a lot of story to it. I mean, that's a story arc anyway.
This whole season there were a few minor storylines that just weaved all the way through without like one major one all throughout. Which again, that's more like the older, and probably because hey, we just didn't see you for a year and a half, and let's remind you who we are and try and start this back up again.
Yeah.
So I think they did a good job with that, because it could have easily had major changes to it after that much time away.
Sure. Yeah, I think, and it was good. I like the title, which is harkens back to the native flu, which was when they were
Sundays are for pickings,
right, and which is also where we found out about Stuart's horn.
Yes,
and so there's a lot of good stuff in that ties back to the earlier season. So yeah. Any final thoughts from you there, Demond?
I enjoyed this episode. The more I watched it, the first time I was like, it was okay. And then as I watched it over and over again, preparing for being on here, I was like, it really began to grow on me. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yes.
You paying attention to those details that they throw in there. Yeah. It does. Well, I mean, because you're watching for all the, like when he took what was it when he was getting on Darian, when Stuart was getting on Darian, and Darian just kind of, you see,
right?
I mean, even just
looking at
it was just those little things that get thrown in there that are just great. I mean, I will say in this Playfair and her were fucking awesome as Riley and Jonesy. I mean, just watching them together and the little things that they were doing, as Jonesy's going through the ABCs and Riley is do always be DM broads and just all his little pantomime.
Always be wheeling broads.
Yeah. So yeah, it was a great episode. And like Renee said, that watching the last 2 seasons has been like that. Give a rewatch helps you notice more things.
Yes.
So to help the episodes be more memorable. And that's true. There's so much. There's a lot of little details that are easy to miss.
Yeah,
so if you're not watching, so
well, and like what we normally do, we will watch it once when it first comes out, and then we wait until we're going to record that episode and watch it a billion times. Yeah. And so like that first time through, you're just enjoying it. You're hoping to enjoy it. And then when we do the deep dives, when we like watch it multiple times, it's about looking for those details and looking for like things like the Skodude banner on the back of the wall, or Connor and Darian on the bikes pedaling, or Darian's face. Like those are not things that you see in the first time through. As
you're watching the main characters, you're not watching the tertiary characters. So,
and the tertiary characters is where so much
the
stuff happens, especially in episodes like this, where all the main characters are kind of the ensemble part of the show, and you are, all the other characters are it's just that's the fun part.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Agreed.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
Well,
all right then.
In that case, I guess we'll sign real quick one more time. Demond, where do we find you?
You will find me at Demond Does on all the major social medias, except for maybe TikTok. I think I actually have a TikTok. I just don't use it.
Same. I need to get back on there.
You'll find Demond Does on all the podcasts, where we ask the 6 questions. You can hear Dean and Tiara answer them, Gene and Ciara answer them. And then Disputed will be coming back soonish, so
definitely. Yeah, we're planning a big tournament.
They're gonna chat.
There's gonna be
I'm off this.
There's gonna be scrappers and martial artists having to go up. Yeah, it's gonna be brutal. I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to it. All right. So, Demond, thank you so much for being on. And for everybody else, just thanks so much for joining us again as we talk about this show that we all love so much. Thanks to our great, dear, special friend, Demond Thompson, for joining us. Go check him out on Demond Does Disputed, the Different World podcast. Everywhere that he is, go check him out. Except for his house. He probably wouldn't appreciate that too much. Anyway, as always, we're extremely grateful to our friends over at Flexidecimal for their awesome music. You can find them on Facebook, Twitter, Bandcamp, Instagram, and Tidal. We will see you again in 2 weeks. We're joined by our pal Al Grego of the Produce Stand podcast to help us recap season 10. And we will have our drawing, our dice roll for picking out the Letterkenny winner for our Patreon users. All right. So we'll see you then, DJs. Take care.
Learn what you can, but don't waste your time trying to understand.